Welcome back to another episode of the KC Hall podcast. I'm glad you're joining me this morning. It's going to be such a great, cool episode. We're actually going to have a friend of mine, TeejStone, on the episode. And so we're going to jump into that in a minute. But first, let me tell you about our main sponsor, TR Group, Alex City. We love these guys. We're so thankful for them sponsoring this podcast. And so if you're in the need for a car, truck, minivan, whatever it is you need, I promise you they got it or they will get it. And they will take care of you. They're not going to try to rip you off. They're not going to try to take advantage of you. You can check them out at trgroupalexcity.com, or you can go to Facebook and search TR Group. Ask for Michael. That's the guy there. He's going to hook you up and make sure that you have everything you need. And they're buying cars. So if you need to sell a car, they're buying them. So check them out at trgroupalexcity.com. We're about to jump into the episode with TJ, so get ready. It's going to be real good, and here we go. Well, we got TJ here with us, and I'm excited that he's on. First, I love watching your videos. I get excited every time you post.
Thanks, man. And I've been catching up on the podcast. Like I was driving back from Valley this past weekend, and me and my wife listened to like 4 episodes straight. So
I saw the Instagram story said Highway 29. If you know, you know.
Hey, if you know, you know, and if you don't, it's like any other small town.
The big question is, did you get some San Marcos when you were down?
Bro, you know I did. Every single time.
That's our spot. Every Friday at lunch. That's me and the wife's spot right there.
Man, I love it so much. Like, people don't know about the Mexican food, like, wars in our hometown.
Yeah.
Because, like, you really have to, like, declare your loyalty to one of them at a young age,
Got
you know?
to. For a while,
my family was going...
For a while, I was El Jimador, but I had to get out and go to San Marcos.
El Jimador is good. My family was going out to dinner to like a Japanese restaurant. I mean, you saw that picture too. But I told my wife, I was like, babe, we got to go to San Marcos for lunch because I'm not coming to town and not eating San Marcos. So we went.
I mean, Makata's good, but it's not San Marcos.
Oh, no. No.
It's good, but it's not. But, Dan, did you just have a Clemson coffee cup? I guess South Carolina's done it to you.
You know, I got the Auburn hat behind me. I actually bought a couple Auburn hats while I was in town. This is my mother-in-law's cup.
Okay.
But
I mean, it's a sick cup.
Hey, you know, as long as they're not playing Auburn, I'm good with it.
Yeah, which hopefully they never will. But I do like the purple and orange.
Same.
Philip, who I used to work at the print shop with, big Clemson fan. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, okay.
Big Clemson fan. But anyway, so for everybody who doesn't know, TJ, we went to the same high school. He graduated before me, Valley High School. And then he was at Spring Road, right? It's where you were in the youth, like you were part of the youth ministry there.
Yeah, that's the first church I ever went to. Yeah, so I was a student. I always tell people like I'm a product of Mark Smith's youth ministry there at Spring Road.
Oh, Mark. And then TJ went to Atlanta Christian College, which I went for 1 year. And then as soon as I moved out of here, up there, they announced Point University and moved back to the hometown.
What was that like?
It was horrible. I was so excited to get out. But it was fun coming back because I knew everything about the town nobody else knew, so I got to show them around.
Right.
So did you graduate from ACC or Point University? What's the diploma?
I graduated from Atlanta Christian College with a degree in English and Biblical Studies.
Yeah. And
it wasn't, I want to say it was probably like 6 months later they announced the move. And so I had already graduated from East Point, moved to South Carolina, and was working at a church when they announced it. And honestly, for me, I was kind of excited because I think if they had done that sooner, I probably would have went somewhere else. Just because I wanted to get out of, I was that stereotypical, I want to get out of Valley and experience college kid, you know.
And so I mean that's what I had a good year up there, met some friends for life, and then. What is kind of cool because all my friends came down here, got to meet my family. So my high school friends got to meet my college friends. So
that's cool.
It's a cool little world. So TJ is in is it Monks or Monks?
It's Monk's Corner, like the people, you know?
Yeah, so I know it's famous for 2 reasons. TJ's there and Stephen Furtick is there. That's all.
All right, so I want your latest episode. I couldn't find it on Spotify, so I was watching it last night.
Yeah.
And you're talking about Stephen Furtick, and I was like, I'm actually the youth pastor at the church Stephen Furtick grew up in.
Oh, really?
And so, yeah. So, so I'll talk about Stephen Furtick and our secretary. She'll be like, "Oh, I know Stephen. I know his mom."
Oh
And
my God.
I'm like, "Well, could you give me the hookup?
Yeah.
Like, I want to talk to Stephen."
I feel like when he tells his story, he's always talking about Moncks Corner, and they did that video, him and the
was that rapper?
Yeah.
What was his name?
But they went to Moncks Corner and filmed a whole episode there.
Yeah.
And so that's super neat. I watched that. It'll come to me later, the name. But so TJ's a creator, YouTuber, pastor, game. Do you still do a lot of gaming?
I do, man. Like every day.
Yeah, husband, fisherman. I see one of the pups in the background.
Yeah, that's my corgi. My corgi's down there. She's like just sleeping.
Yeah. Close to right now, close to 500 subscribers, right? You're almost there.
I'm almost there. There.
And I'll put all your social media stuff and links to everything in the description. Make sure you check him out because I love watching his videos and stuff.
Thanks, man.
First thing I want to say, though, is that in majority of your videos, there have been alligator sightings, or you know that there are alligators in that area. And I'll just say that the video that you posted is a while back, and it's titled, I Screamed.
Mm-hmm.
You have lost your mind. First, I would have got out there as soon as the first gator popped up, and you screamed. But then you stayed, and I think you went over another one.
Mm-hmm.
In a kayak. So you're like this far off the water.
Yeah. The first one. So I've been seeing videos of like alligators like coming out of the water onto docks and stuff. And so if they wanted to jump on my kayak,
they get up there.
I guess they could.
And it'd probably flip you over, wouldn't it? Because they're
easy. Yeah, and I'm just dead. You know, like if the gator doesn't eat me, I'm gonna die of like cardiac arrest. Because I look braver than I am. Like I'm terrified of alligators and snakes and bugs and all that stuff. So, dude, like in the moment though, I guess they kind of keep to themselves. Like they've kind of stayed their distance. But all it's gonna take, there's a viral video lately of a guy that was kayaking, and I think he scared the gator, but the gator came at him and hit him and tipped him over.
Oh no!
I mean, that would be the last time I ever get on a kayak in my life.
I know you talk about the next day. You're ready to get a boat. I would hurry up and have bought a boat already.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
So alligators are that, because people talk about them down here, but you don't really see them in the lake, especially West Point and stuff. They say Lake Hardin maybe has some, but are y'all just like loaded with alligators up there?
Yeah, they're everywhere. I mean, I don't know why here, but I guess because we're close to the coast, it stays warm almost year round. But man, you don't go out and not see a gator here. That's
ridiculous. And then another one of your videos, did you ever find out why that boat was tucked back in the corner of that river?
No. I called DNR, right, and they ended up going out there. I talked to one person, they said they knew it was there. I talked to another person that said that a couple other people had reported it. And they were supposed to call me back and let me know. They never called me back. They never told me anything. And then I was actually back there for the first time like 2 weeks ago, and it's gone.
Oh,
so.
Man. Somebody probably.
But it had like Maryland tags in it. I think I found a boosted boat, right? Like,
yeah.
I think somebody stole all the electronics and the motors off of it, and dumped it back there.
I remember watching that video. I was like, "That's sketchy. That thing's just sitting back there."
And I was texting Jeremy Colley. You know Jeremy?
I know Jeremy.
So I was texting him, and he was like, "Dude, you got to get on it. You got to get on the boat for the content."
I was like, "There's no way I'm getting on it."
I'm not getting on. If there's a dead body on that boat, then now I'm accomplice to this murder. No, I'm not doing that.
Because I wasn't even thinking about like fingerprints and stuff until you said that. You're like, if I touch it, my fingerprints are on it. And you're back there. I mean, luckily you have your GoPro filming, so you kind of have evidence.
Yeah, that's true.
But still, I wouldn't want anything to do with it. And then did you find something else tucked back there before? Like, wasn't there like this weird? Somebody said it was like off a cruise ship or something that.
Oh yeah. It was we were on a different creek, and it was a lifeboat from a cruise ship
that just got back there somehow.
I don't know why it was there. It was like chained up to a dock, but I've never been on a cruise, so I'd never seen it before. So I'm thinking, worst case scenario, this is like a zombie outbreak capsule or something.
Somebody's just ready for it.
Yeah, it was interesting. Like, so I guess that's one cool thing about like getting into kayaking and fishing and stuff, especially in Charleston. There's so many creeks and branches off of the main rivers. Like, I guess sometimes you might find an abandoned boat or submarine, and sometimes you might find an alligator or a crackhead. Like, you never know.
Makes for good content too for your channel.
Absolutely. So when the fish aren't biting, dude, I don't catch any fish, but I might see something cool.
You just go explore.
Yeah.
So what are some of your top channels you watch now? So we're going to kind of jump into YouTube for everybody that's watching. We're going to kind of jump into that world.
Yeah. I watch... It's crazy. Like, you were talking about getting sucked into YouTube at one point, and man, I am literally the same person. So like, if I pull up my page right here, there's going to be like fishing stuff. There's like this guy named Luke Duncan who does a fishing podcast, which competitive bass fishing is kind of complicated because there's like so many different like tours, or I guess, or leagues, and so he kind of helps break it down and introduce you to competitive bass fishing. But there's like Weston Smith, who's one of the Googans, Lunkers TV, but then there's also like I've been watching a lot of Resident Evil gameplay, like people playing through the new game.
Yeah.
So I'm watching fishing videos, and I'm also watching guys like Peter McKinnon.
Oh, I love Peter McKinnon.
Dude, I mean, I wish my videos were as cinematic as Peter's videos.
I don't get it. I watched the video the other day about how he takes his photos for Instagram.
I watched that, yeah.
And then I watched somewhere he had like the mobile. He just set up like a mobile recording kit that they sent him. Aperture sent him. Ridiculous. The kind of stuff he puts out is just so high quality.
Yeah, I mean, so you watch guys like that, and then obviously I watch the Guggen guys like Lunkers and John and all those guys, and it's like trying to take all of these different genres and kind of smash them into like my identity, I guess, because I want my videos to be like Peter McKinnon cinematics, but I want it to be funny like Lunkers, so.
Lunkers, I started watching him, I don't remember when I started watching, but I watch him like on and off, and then especially when he started this whole like the fishing tournaments, I was like, I want to check this out, because he was saying one day how it's easy to go to a loaded pond and just catch fish, but now he's out there in these tournaments and everybody's giving him hate and all this stuff, because they're probably like, aren't you a professional fisherman? You should be able to do this real good. So I love watching his kind of stuff, and then every once in a while I'll get sucked into Lake Fork guy, LFG.
Yeah, I like LFG a lot.
I'll get sucked in his videos, and then AP Basson. That's what actually got me started on Guggen. Is AP? Yeah. I'd watch his survival videos, and then he started talking about Guggen. I was like, "What's Guggen?" And then I go check out Guggen. But one of my favorite, I like a lot of golf YouTube videos too, and so I'll watch these people called Good, and they actually I think just signed with the same management as Guggen did, and they moved to Texas, and so every once in a while they'll have like they did a video with AP and LFG golfing with them. And so it's cool. I watched them.
I feel like I've seen that video on YouTube. I haven't watched it yet, but I feel like I've seen it because it's like
they did a fishing
on their side. Yeah. It's like golfing with pros or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then did you used to watch any Casey Neistat when he'd post?
Yeah, I watched Casey.
Have you seen his brother Van?
I still go back and watch him.
His brother Van started a channel.
Yeah, I watch his.
I got sucked into that somehow. And then of course, me and the boys watched Mr. Beast.
Oh yeah, actually. So when I was like, what shirt am I gonna wear? Like, I have a couple Mr. B shirts I thought about wearing, but dude, Van Neistat's videos are very peculiar, and my wife doesn't get it, and I don't think I get it either.
I agree,
but I can't stop watching them.
Like part of me loves how every video starts the same, the little spirited man, and then part of me is like, why don't he just use nicer quality camera stuff? But then I think that's part of his things that he doesn't want to.
I think it is.
Yeah, but he's strange, but. Like, some of the stories he tells are good, and then some just don't make sense to me.
Same.
Do you watch any of the Seek One stuff, those guys?
I don't know.
They're based out of, like, South Atlanta. I think originally, like, Noonan area. But they do suburban bow hunting. But now
cool.
But now it's turkey season. They're doing turkey. But they fish, too. But, yeah, they'll kill, like, huge deer in the people's backyards in, like, South Atlanta, Noonan, that area. But you need to check them out. They're local. So I'm just going to jump into some questions. That's cool with you.
All right. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So first is, how do you come up with your ideas and your videos and stuff? Like, do you just sit down and say, here's a month's worth of ideas, or what do you do?
I'm working towards being able to do that and try to make like a calendar. Because when it comes to creating content, like, some people do it like for fun. Some people want to take it to the next level. I mean, and some people just don't, and that's fine too. But for guys like us who are trying to grow our brand and grow our image and stuff, I do want to take it to that level where, I'm sitting down and I'm like, all right, I got to film this video, get them edited, ready to go. And it'd be nice to be able to film, edit, and have it ready to go and take a few days off not thinking about it, But currently I don't do that. Like, I'm in this zone of, like, my content is me learning more about bass fishing, but also tournament fishing. And so every video, every trip, like, I'm just trying to learn something else and then pass that on to the people watching my video. And so really right now, my goal is to get out once a week to film me learning and doing something. So I don't have a set schedule right now. I try to get it uploaded on Fridays. But sometimes it doesn't happen, you know.
So is fishing's like for you? Is it all year long where you can always make fishing content videos?
Pretty much. It gets cold here for maybe like a month or two, but even then, like it'll be really slow. But I mean, if you grind, you can catch something out there.
Yeah. Well, this question was gonna be later, but since we're talking about it, I'm going to jump into it. So you would label yourself specifically a fishing channel?
I would now, yeah.
Like why? So how'd you choose fishing? Because I know you used to be gaming, right? It was start off as gaming channel. So what made you say, "Hey, I'm gonna swap to specifically focus on fishing"?
Okay, so I tried to grind out on Twitch. I had some really good growth on Twitch. I actually had I made some money on Twitch. It was fun. I was, affiliate. I wanted to be a partner like everyone else. And, man, I was waking up every day. I would wake up and sit in front of my computer and I would think about, social media posts. I would think about like my average viewers down to the 10th, like point so-and-so. And I'd be like, man, how can I get that number up? And it was stressing me out. So I've always enjoyed fishing, and I realized that, I needed to get outdoors. Man, it would help with my depression a lot if I could just get back outdoors, pick back up fishing, and just have fun with it. So prior to me trying to make it as a video game content creator, all the fishing content that I would watch when I fished a few years prior was like tournament related. And so in my mind, I'm still a long ways off from being able to produce quality like tournament footage. But I found the Guggen Squad and all those guys, and that's why I like them so much, because they do all this content that's not necessarily tournament related, even though they're doing it now. And I saw that there's a spot there for fishing content that's not serious, right?
Because there's just fun and funny and goofing off.
Yeah. And so I decided, I love fishing and I love making YouTube videos. Like, I love learning different editing software and music and transitions and all this stuff. And I just made the decision that, honestly, the video game grind, as much as I love it, it's just tough and it's very lonely, I feel like. Whereas YouTube, you produce this video, people are commenting on it. Like, I'm still getting comments on a video that I put out last year.
Oh, wow.
So the communication is better. And honestly, just for my mental health, getting outside in, creation, in the sunlight, I've just, the content and the quality, I think, has just been a lot better. And so I decided to go all in with the fishing. And I think there's a market there for, not like people wanting, my whole thing, I'm sorry if I'm taking
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
My whole thing is I'm 33. And so sometimes I feel the pressure of being too old to be making videos and playing video games. But I know that I'm not the only one out there. And so I'm pursuing tournament fishing one day, and I'll get there one day. But I know there's people out there like me, and so my whole thing is maybe I can inspire someone else to, start their hobbies or their passions and try to turn that into a dream. Like, don't count yourself out. Don't feel like you're too old. So that whole kind of spin on things just made me want to go all in with fishing.
Yeah, and that's like what you were just saying. Last year when the virus hit, and I was working at a small print shop with Jeremy and Philip. We had to I had to get let go, and because it just wasn't there because nothing was working. But and so I decided that towards the end of the year, I wasted most of the year just sitting around doing nothing. But then at the end of last year, I was like, man, I'm gonna take this next year, 2021, and try to be as creative as I can. And I don't really care if people don't catch on or if it does. I just want to constantly be putting out stuff. And I haven't quite put out as much as I would want to, but even these podcasts, I was like, well, one, my struggle was like, who'd want to listen to me talk for 20 minutes kind of deal.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to get out there and be as creative as I can for this whole year, because if I could pick, I don't do good sitting at a desk 9 to 5. Even when I was up at the print shop, I'd come home and just not be happy. I'd be miserable, and Katie'd be like, what's wrong? I was like, I was just, I sat up there for however many hours just designing all day. But this is the kind of stuff I like creating, doing my own office, doing my own thing. And if this is a way for me to do it, then I'm going to try to do it as much as I can then.
I think you're one of the most creative people that I know. I mean, I love watching your stuff, from the church creative stuff. And are you in your church office now, or are you still at West Point?
West Point. Me and a buddy Miles have this. So we have this business, and we hang out up here.
Yeah, so last night we were watching the video, and my wife was asking. I said, well, I know he probably has a church office, but I knew you guys rented that space. And, like, Jeremy Colley and I have talked about doing the same thing if we can find the right spot here.
Yeah.
So, dude, it's so cool. And, you designed my, when I was,
your business cards.
You designed my business cards, man, and they were perfect.
Yeah. I remember them coming in. Yeah, so I pretty much, like, the church side is, like, I'm basically like quarter time. I wouldn't say part time. Like I do it passionately just because I love doing it. So it's a smaller church. There's not a huge budget, and everybody there like gets a little bit of an allowance to help just survive, but it's nothing like crazy. So technically, I would say I'm unemployed, and my wife works from home, but I'm loving every bit of it. Like my first episode of my podcast was like, I knew a lot of people because a lot of people have told me, and there's been pressure on me like, well, why don't you just go to work and you're not helping your family and you're just sitting around. And I was like, well, I mean, we don't have a bunch of debt. We're perfectly fine. We're not trying to be millionaires right now. I mean, it'd be nice, but we're not. So I'm going to do what I want to do if I have the opportunity.
Dude, that's great. That's a great way to look at life, There might be a day one day where you can't have that flexibility, So chase it, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So, yeah, this is our spot. You and Jeremy should do it. We love having a spot up here just hanging out.
We found a spot here, and they rented it to someone else before we could, like, really talk about it. But if we found the perfect spot, we would, because he's really great at photography and videography.
He does the wedding and stuff like that, don't he?
Dude, and he is killing it right now. For me, just to have a space like this is my planning and editing space, I think would be good. Because like right now, like I'm in my bedroom. This is my home office right now.
Hey, so what was the hardest part for you on starting on YouTube? Like I've seen so many things. Some people, just starting. Other people say the first 100 subscribers. Like, so what was it for you?
For the first 100 is hard. I checked last night, and you're at 40. I mean, you'll be at 100 in no time. Like, obviously, I'm gonna keep pumping you up, and
thanks. I appreciate it.
I love your content, but the first 100 is hard. And if you watch videos out there, I think you always compare yourself to the people that you want to like emulate. So you see the big guys, but like everyone else, they've been doing it for 5-7 years. I've just started. Who's gonna watch my video? Like, what if I say something wrong? What if I say something that doesn't make sense and it turns into this whole thing? I mean, I have some TikToks. My TikTok blew up. TikTok's the easy way to grow. I shot up to like 2,100 followers on TikTok, and I was making these videos like why you should use this line, why you should use this not. And every video, like, people would comment on it and say stuff like, you're a clown. And I'm like, why would you say that?
I was going to say, so the more views you get is the more negativity that comes your way?
Yeah, absolutely. But I deal with the same stuff now, like, I'm about to hit 500, which I still feel like, I've been doing this for a year, man. Maybe I should be grinding some other way to get more subscribers. So that subscriber count is, like, always in the back of your mind. But, I mean, there's so much stuff out there, and like people saying things like you're too old, it's too late, like it's impossible to grow on YouTube and stuff like that. But really just overcoming that negativity and just telling myself, like, first and foremost, I'm a creative person. I just want to get out there and create something. And like you said last week, like if in your podcast, if nobody watches it or nobody listens to it, like I've still done it for me and I've enjoyed doing it, and so I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah. And I had a guy, I heard it somewhere this week, but he was saying, for instance, like one of my videos, say it has like 20 views. I'm like, oh, that's not a lot. And he said, but if 20 people came in this office right now, sat down and watched me record that, I'd be very overwhelmed. Like, that's a lot of people. And so then I started thinking about it that way. I was like, yeah, man, if 20 people really do sit down and listen to my stuff or watch my videos, that is a lot of people. Because if they walked in here right now and said, all right, we're here to watch this week, I'd be like, whoa, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I kind of quit focusing on numbers. At this point, I'm just trying to put out as much as I can. A guy I watched yesterday, he said they need to quit giving YouTube awards out for like 100,000 subscribers and stuff and start giving them to creators who put out their first 100 videos.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was saying this, in the first 100 videos, you start to really find who you are, you find a pattern, you find what you're going to start putting out, and that's a huge accomplishment just to put out 100 videos. How many videos do you have out right now?
I don't even know.
You have a lot. I scrolled through them this week.
I've got a good bit.
I'm only at 12, I think.
There's still some gaming content on my channel. I think I'm gonna like make it to where you can't see that anymore. Just because. Oh, dude, I actually lost a subscriber. I was at 470. Now I'm at 460.
What's been the bots?
I don't know how to see that. I've got a good bit though. Like,
You think you're over 100?
Let's see. My first video is 2 years ago. It's
Oh, wow, you only started 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is. Do you feel like after you got your first 100 that you started gaining subscribers more quickly, or was there like a video that blew up and then a lot of subscribers came from that, or was it just a slow growth?
So I won a G Fuel contest.
Oh, I remember for a couple of videos you had the G Fuel on the shelf behind you, and
Yeah, so I won a contest and they gave me a year's supply, and that video still is getting views. So I don't really want to take that down because it brings people to my channel. So, but other than that, I haven't had a viral video. But
you've got a couple over 1,000 views though. You got like some.
Yeah.
Because I was looking earlier, like even for the, if we talk about just the fishing ones, the one that the ice cream video, it has like 600 views, which for your fishing ones, is that one of the highest ones?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's funny, like people want to see that stuff. They don't really care how big the bass is. I guess.
Yeah.
They care about the funny stuff.
And even like recently your tournament video, I think it had 400 and something views. Where it was maybe, let me see, I'm going to it now. I should have already been prepared, but I'm gonna look it up now.
No, you're good. Yeah, I should know these things.
I don't know what mine are either, so. Yeah, so. Oh, go ahead.
Good. I was just gonna say, like, I've stopped watching like my view count as much, and I just scroll and see if I have any new comments because, like the video I posted last week, you know, it only has 29 views, and like, so I would kind of have that negative like outlook on it, like, oh man, only 30 people watch my video. But after hearing you say, you know, what if 30 people came in and were watching you film, you know,
got on a boat and came out and fished with you? All right, TJ, we're watching. But yeah, like a month ago, your first kayak fish tournament has almost, you know, over 700 views, which.
Oh, cool.
I was just looking through them earlier. Usually, so let's talk too. Like, what has worked? The ones that have gone, like more views. Do you think it's thumbnail, or do you think it's just like, how's it work for you? Do you know?
I think thumbnails do matter. Obviously, if they're catchy, they draw people in, and I'm trying to learn Photoshop a little bit better to be able to do that. I mean, tags are obviously super important. Like, make sure
I need
you
to
use
understand
the
that.
right.
I need to figure out tags.
So I'm not an expert, but there is like certain websites you can use that'll like auto populate them for you, and you can copy and paste. I use TubeBuddy now that kind of gives you like recommended ones. So I think all that's important, but like obviously, like people care about like kayak fishing and they care about the tournament side of things, and so I think the content there is just, I mean, that's what people want to see, and so you can actually use like apps like TubeBuddy, and they'll tell you like if the stuff in your title or your tags, like how are there a lot of people searching that, or is it not? Should you maybe use other words or other tags? And so I do that a little bit, but really not a lot. Really, like right now, I'm just like, I film this, I edit it to tell my story, and I put it up there and see how it does, which is probably not the most like professional way to look at it, but that's just kind of where I am right now.
See, I need to figure out, I know that most successful channels, like they have something that they focus on, like yours is fishing. And that's my problem right now, is that I could find something to focus on, but I just don't know. Like, I enjoy making videos with my boys, which I've only done 2 so far, but they love it, and those get more views than anything else. I love that. I love golfing, like the golf video I made with Zach and Jeremy and all them. It's probably one of my favorite ones to make just because I love golfing. But I don't know if I want to be just a golf channel. I love doing this podcast, so I want to keep putting out all different stuff. I just don't know if that's going to kill my channel because I'm not focused in on one thing.
I don't think so. I expected to lose like a lot of, so when I made the transition, like my YouTube channel had gaming content on it, and I expected to lose, you know, a lot of subscribers, and it didn't happen. And if you think about it, like how often do you unsubscribe from a channel? You know, I don't really, unless they do something completely stupid. I just completely unsubscribe or something like super offensive. But I mean, one thing that I've like a common thread in all the like videos is like you say your first 100 videos, you're kind of like figuring out who you are and how your content flows. Like you don't have to niche down so specifically, like especially early on, you know. I mean, even still, like I still make videos that aren't fishing related. I'll make a vlog every once in a while of me doing something completely random, or here's my truck or something crazy like that. So I think you're fine, man, because people want to see that too. People like Jeremy Colley, man. He's my biggest cheerleader. He'll say things like, people don't care how many fish you catch because they're coming to your channel because they want to watch you and your personality. And so I think seeing behind the scenes stuff of you and your wife and your kids, like, people are going to love that and people are going to watch that. And then you have the more formal setting of the podcast that, I can listen to on the go. I don't necessarily have to watch it. But then when I am home, I can watch Casey Hall and what he's been doing behind the scenes and what's going on in his everyday life, So
yeah, I think that's what. See, I'm probably just gonna keep doing that then. Now that you done hype me up, everybody's
do it, bro.
Yeah, and then you still stream every once in a while. Like you streamed last week on your channel.
Yeah.
And so you're just doing what you just enjoy doing then.
That's it, man. Because if I'm not having fun, man, it's time to quit. And so I think I don't do it as much because I have that same concern that you have. Like, if I am streaming World of Warcraft on my YouTube channel, and people come over and they see it for the first time, and then they go try to watch some of my videos and it's all fishing related, are they gonna like be freaked out and not want to stick around? Or if people follow me purely for fishing content and they see I'm streaming World of Warcraft, they're gonna be like, who's this nerd out here trying to play video games?
Yeah.
I just want to see some fishing, but I haven't experienced that yet. It's been really cool. Like last time I streamed, someone came in and they were asking me about if I recommended certain baits and stuff. So that's kind of, I'd like to see the channel be that community where it's like kind of this, my gaming side, my outdoor side, it's all coming together and the community gets that. Because I can't be the only one, right?
Yeah, no, there's no way.
Yeah. There's somebody out there that loves bass fishing but also raids in World of Warcraft. I can't be the only one.
Yeah, you just gotta find them, or they gotta find you.
Exactly.
I was going to ask you too about, you did the experiment where you daily vlog for a week straight. Was it 7 days?
Yes.
I
think I went 8. Yeah.
Yeah. Was that like? Did that help with your growth? And was it overwhelming, fun, tiring? Like.
It made me appreciate the dudes that do it because, dude, I mean, you wake up, you grab your camera. I would get home some nights, and my wife is so supportive, and it really matters to have a spouse that. Whatever I tell my wife my dream is, she's like, all right, here we go, like whatever you gotta do. So we would get home at like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and my goal was to have it edited and uploaded and set to go live the next day before I went to sleep. And I know that was kind of Casey Neistat's thing for the year, that he daily vlogged like every single day. So I learned a lot about like just appreciating like capturing more things to edit later, like capturing more conversations, or I was always thinking about like, where can I place the camera? There's one shot in one of those videos where I placed the camera on top of a refrigerator, like facing down at me eating, and I was like, just thinking about small creative things, because I'm thinking about how this is going to work in post when I'm editing. How is this going to help tell the story? And so it really, and that's what the Guggen Squad say, is they're like, anybody can go fishing and record it, but we were telling stories, and so it blew up. And so like doing it every single day for a week, and I, honestly, if you do it every day, you're going to see growth more consistently. I did get burned out on it a little bit, but I mean, I was constantly thinking, and so now I think more about the story that I'm trying to tell in the video because I did do that.
Yeah. You think you'd ever do it again?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I would love to do, I'm thinking about, so I'm in that phase of thinking about building out a schedule in the week, like say one day is videos with the boys, one day is the podcast, one day is like behind the scenes type stuff. Mm-hmm. It's the daily one, I feel like I wouldn't be able to commit to it. I feel like that's what would get me.
Mm-hmm. And well, that's why I did a week, and I think I went 8 days, I think, just because I told my family too, like my wife, her family, I said, listen, I'm going to be videoing and putting out a video every single day. This might get annoying for you guys, but I want to challenge myself to see if I can do it. So, I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun,
Here's what I want to say. I want to see you and Jeremy do a 24-hour survival on nothing but, like, if you catch fish, you cook it. Like, do one of those challenges.
Oh, gosh. I don't know how to do that, but I guess I need to learn.
Take the kayak, find your little island with no gators, go out there and try to survive overnight. I feel like y'all can do it.
I don't know if I could do it, man. I'm scared. I'm kind of scared of the dark, you know.
Yeah. I feel like that's when the gators attack too.
There's no island here without gators on it.
Oh God, never mind. Don't do it.
Listen, there was a story recently of a boat flipped over in the lake, and this dude and his grandson, they like swam to an island, and they had to wait till the next day to get rescued or whatever. And he said he was like, dude, I knew we were dead because you could hear the gators on the island like moving around and stuff. He was like, I knew I was dead.
Oh.
I was like,
No.
I would have just died.
Yeah. Have you watched any or heard of the guy Jigging with Jordan?
Yeah, I watch him.
He's out of, I think he's out of Columbus, Georgia. He was his buddy Twan, I think's his name.
Oh, I don't know.
They were cheerleaders for Columbus State University, and
That's funny.
but now he hangs out with Guggen guys every once in a while. But
Mm-hmm.
to me, it's just so cool to see people like he was out of Columbus and he's got a huge following. Then you got people like Andrew Owens who, here from our hometown.
I got a buddy who's good friends. Do you know Garrett Partridge?
I know him from, I think he dates Mallory, and Mallory works with my brother.
And he works at Johnny's, so he's really good friends with AO. So I've actually texted him and been like, hey, can you ask AO what camera Lojo is using? Because
How did he? Do you know how he got that gig?
I have no idea.
I need to get AO on here. You should,
dude. Yeah,
yeah, because I think some of his videos, he still fishes around here, right? Is it still?
yeah. He'll fish like the Chattahoochee all the time. I know him and Lojo fished West Point one day, which was kind of funny. Yeah. So once we talked off camera about an opportunity I have coming up. I'm gonna try to do. If he ever watches this, I don't want him to think I'm trying to take advantage of anything. But if I can somehow get in contact with them and say, hey, could you guys help me out a little bit?
No, that'd be cool because I didn't. It's funny because I worked for his dad in high school over here, right across the street, the shoe outlet in West Point. And
wait. I know exactly.
Tom Oswald's his dad. Tom. And it's the very first when you come in downtown West Point on the left, the very first building.
Oh my gosh, dude! So I didn't put these things together, but I used to play basketball at Spring Road with Tom.
Oh yeah.
He was one of the youth leaders.
Yeah, he was.
At Spring Road.
Andrew and his other son, I forgot his younger son's name. But he would always be there. But I worked for him when he was at the shoe store. Well, he still owns it, but
yeah.
But one day my dad knows nothing about YouTube, and he's watching YouTube, and he said he searched some kind of video, and he's like, "Hey, watch this video." I was like, "Wait a minute, I know who that is." And I was like, "That's Andrew." And then he went to his channel, and he has all these subscribers. I'm like, "What in the world?"
Mm-hmm.
And then in one of Andrew's videos is where I saw him filming with some guy named Lojo, and then I went to Lojo. I was like, "Oh gosh, Lojo's part of Guggen." And then everything started clicking. I was like, "Man!" But it's cool to see somebody from our hometown who we know be successful on YouTube.
It really is.
And from a fishing channel too. I mean, most of it, when I watch his videos, a lot of the time it's just him going out, just on some kind of adventure.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool to see that.
That's crazy. I'm literally just putting this all together. So
that's his dad, Tom. Because Tom, in some of his videos, his dad he put one out maybe a month ago, and his dad fished with him.
So I've seen videos with his dad, and I haven't seen Tom. I haven't been to Spring Road obviously in years, so I never put that together. But now my mind is just blown right now.
Does Lojo? You may not. Does he live in Texas?
I think Lojo's from somewhere in Alabama.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. I was like, how did Andrew film with him? But that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's cool to see people be successful they're from our hometown.
It really is. Have you read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People?
Yeah, I think I have it on. I have a bookshelf back here. I think it's on there.
Yeah, I just read it for the first time this year. I'm trying to read 21 books this year. Some self-help, some fiction, stuff like that. And one of the things is think win-win, and it was talking about how there's room for everyone to succeed. And I think on the Twitch side of things, it felt like a competition. You were always competing for views and stuff like that. The YouTube community feels more collaborative and just like what you say, it's so cool to see them succeed and grow. I want to see them continue to grow. And,
I do too.
And stuff. Even though now I know that I knew Andrew at one point in my life. It just makes it so much cooler to see him exploding right now.
And for you, y'all are in the same you'd consider market on YouTube, but there's plenty of room. There's so many successful people out there already, but they're keep adding to it. So, and it's cool to see that there is room, like you said, on YouTube for that. Because even being in a small town, it's kind of if there's one thing that's already in business and you try to open another one, it's instantly competitive. It's not hey, let's cheer for each other.
Right.
Which is a whole other thing with churches too. But anyway.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Maybe that'll be maybe we'll have another episode one day. We can go down here and just talk church stuff.
Absolutely, man.
So what advice? This will be kind of like my last couple questions. What advice do you have for people wanting to get started? Like, if say, okay, I want to go into YouTube, I want to jump into it. Like, what would you tell them first? Like,
it's gonna be so stereotypical, but like I was actually thinking about this. I would just say, man, just do it. Like, don't be afraid of what anyone else is gonna say. Don't be afraid if you're gonna get 100 views or not. Don't be afraid if your camera quality or your audio quality is not gonna be crisp or mint. Like, you don't need a fancy DSLR or even like a fancy XLR microphone plugged into a mixer into your computer. Like, all of that stuff will come as you fall in love with it and grow more passionate and get more experienced, honestly. Like, out of the box, that stuff doesn't make you a great creator, because at the end of the day, content is king. Like, tell a story, tell your story, and just do it and see if you like it. Because, I mean, if you never try, then you'll never know. And so get out there and film a video. Try to tell a story. Like, don't listen to any negativity that's going to tell you that like you're not important or your story doesn't matter or any of that stuff, because it definitely does. And at the end of the day, like, you can watch all my videos. You'll see like 1 or 2 people that comment on every single video, because somebody out there is going to love your content for you. You're going to be someone's favorite podcaster. You're going to be someone's favorite vlogger. And you would never build those relationships or that community if you never take that first step and try. So the most generic advice for people to get started is to, man, just do it. Film it on your phone. You can edit it on your phone if you need to. It's tough, but you can, So.
And what do you do? Like you're saying, as you got more views, more subscribers, more hate and negativity come in, do you just kind of ignore it, or what do you?
Yeah, you. I mean,
you
handle it better than I do.
It's a little bit of a killer to yourself. You're like, because I know when people say something negative about it, I'm like, oh, but I'm like, I can't let that bother me.
I do, man. I take it personally. Somebody commented on one of my somebody commented on one of my TikToks and called me a clown. And I wanted so bad to because I had 2K followers at the time, and he had I want to say 13. And dude, it took everything within me not to just be like, who you calling a clown, buddy? But the truth is, it gets to me too. And I know you do better because you delete comments off of your social media. I need to start doing that, and Jeremy's actually advised me to do that. So I'm gonna start doing that. But
if it's not useful or helpful, I mean, I'm not trying to have people come there and just be conflict,
right.
So
especially in the church world, man. I agree with you 100%. People just get on there saying negative stuff, makes us look stupid. But no. One thing in one of the marketing books that I read or something this year said, return every handshake. And so this is a weird way of looking at it, but if you took the time to watch my video, maybe they did it. If you comment, if you like or dislike, that's still engagement.
He's still helping you out.
It still helps me out. So I'm kind of being a smart aleck in a way, but I'll respond to him and be like, hey, thanks for watching my video. Yeah. Thanks for taking the time to comment. I really appreciate it.
Because that just helps you too, because there's even more comments on there now.
Yeah, but I mean, you do have to build thick skin. I do take everything personally, but like I said, I got a support system. I know you're out there. I know Jeremy's watching every video. My wife's watching every video, and they're like, you can't listen to that stuff. You're doing great. Your videos are great. They're getting even better, and just keep pushing forward. So
yeah, I enjoy. I love every time you post. I get excited. I love watching them.
Hey, thanks, man.
I can't wait for when you get the boat too. So then
what?
When you get the boat, then I feel like you just can go to the next level.
Oh, dude, I feel like that's my next ceiling, right? Once I get the boat,
you can go so many different places, enter more tournaments, do all kinds of stuff.
Dude.
Which David, it's still crazy. It's crazy to me how you met. His name's David, right? At the boat ramp. That's where you met him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now here you are, and he makes YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And then here you are fishing together, which is still crazy to me how all that worked out.
Bro, he walks up to me at the boat ramp. I'm putting my GoPro on my kayak. He goes, "Hey, you got a YouTube channel?" And I was like, "Oh, no." He said, "Hey, how you doing?" And my first thought was like, "Oh my god, I'm a kayaker at a boat ramp. This dude's about to chew me out." He's like, "You got a YouTube channel? I see your camera." And yeah, we're friends now,
That's so cool. But hey, so everybody, make sure you check out TJ on social media. I've got everything linked in his channel. I love watching his videos. I know y'all will too. And so, hey, we'll do another episode in the future, and we'll talk church stuff too.
Absolutely, man. Anytime.
And all that. So thanks for watching. We love you guys. See you later.